Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the GW E100, the Tier 10 German SPG, and it's located on the north spawn of Malinovka under the command of entilzhar. Now, I think we've seen recently another battle in the GW E100. This is part of the Entwicklung series of tanks, the standardised German tanks, and this one is based on the E100 series. It's the Geschutzwagen, that is the gun carrier that was going to be built, the Arty that was going to be designed if they completed the E series, and of course they didn't. But this is Wargaming's impression of what the vehicle would have looked like with the 21cm Morse howitzer on board. It's got 30 rounds of ammunition to play with, but there's no possibility that he can get through all of that lot in 1 minute, or in one game rather, because it's just too much ammunition and too long a load time. Okay, he's moving over to his firing position, which is past the water on the other side, actually. Not where you'd normally expect it to be. Okay, and he's aiming for the rise, the ramp, you might say, on the other side of the lake, and there's an Object 140 up there, also Tier 10 medium. There's two Arty on his team, an Object 261 and a GW E100. The enemy's got a Batchat 155-58 and a GW E100. Now his reload is 32.91 seconds, and that's why you can see with 15 minutes only to play with, there's no possibility of him getting through all 30 rounds of ammunition. It's just impossible. Okay, T110E4 lining up a shot, trying to work out where it's going to go. Oh, it looks like it's going to stay next to the building. So he's fired a round in, and he gets a direct hit. 429 hit points, one critical hit. And it looks like he's got an appreciable stun on there as well. So it looks like as well that he's collected 40% of the hit points off that E4. So a couple more shots like that and he'll be out the game. Now, the GW E100 can do alpha damage of 1100 if it can penetrate. And he's got 53 millimeters to penetrate. Oh! He just got another hit, another direct hit for 373 this time. And it's brought that E4 down to only 41% left. Now, if he can hit a weak part of the tank, which is really the only weak part is the rear of that vehicle, he could possibly get one shot hit, but well, it's now lost. It's down to 25%, and he's been killed just after the round was fired. So unfortunately, that round was wasted, but nothing could be done about it. It was a very good possibility. He could have taken out that E4 himself if the E4 had not been killed just beforehand. But there are plenty of targets to fire at. In fact, there's loads of targets up on the hill. And one, the Object 140, which is one, not the same one that we fired at earlier, actually, funnily enough. He's making his way down the hill. Here he comes. And up on top of the hill we've got a Super Conqueror and a Mouse on the enemy team. Lining up on the Super Conqueror, he's a one-shot. Oh, and our round was fired again just after the enemy was killed. And looking from the jerky movements, there might have been some lag spikes at that time, because we're seeing very jerky movements from some of the tanks. We're focusing on the Object 277, and we've indicated that's our next target. Lining up a shot, round out. Bit late. Yep. It's only stunned him. The trouble is, when you lose sight of a target like that, you know you need to fire to get a shot onto him. But the problem is that it's difficult to estimate exactly where he is and on this occasion entilzhar estimated that he hadn't moved that much. In fact, he had moved further, and when the shell landed, the target had already gone past that point. Okay, we've got another round loaded, and this time we're going for the Object 140 that was down near the ramp. Gonna see if we can put a round into him, but we're dialing in. We've got no sight of him now. So instead he's decided to go for that mouse and the Object 277. Targets he can definitely see. And if he hits these ones, it's definitely going to have an effect upon the hill. Okay, he's fired the round. And... oh, good hit! He's right behind the Object 277, which sort of shielded the 705 just a little because of the windmill. But I'm afraid he's now got to put up with that mouse. Even though the mouse has been stunned. Yep, 705's gone down. That means the enemy now has the hill. Question is, what are they going to do with it? Are they going to try and come down this side of the map? Well, if they do, they might have a lot of problems trying to do that. We fired a round in at the mouse, and it lands too short. Again, all we get is just some stun. The 277's trying to come down the hill. Only 10 seconds to go for loading, and then we can fire another round of that 277, and we lose sight of him. Oh, that round from the Object 261 does hit the target. And that was a direct hit as well. 373, and he's now one shot. I think that round bounced off his lower plate. Now, teammates are asking him to hit the mouse, not the 277. So that's what we're going for next, and we've indicated target. We've responded to let them know what we're up to, and rounds out. Direct hit! And it looks like that hit the turret or the engine deck. And the mouse is pulling back. And that, unfortunately, the 277's just taken out our E100. You can see these tanks have had numerous hits on their front plates. That was a round from the Object 261. Well, we've lost sight of the tanks on the hill, and that's because the Progetto is actually some distance down the hill. He's outside range, so we can't see them. We do have an Object 430U who's just a little further up, and he can probably get a better idea of where that mouse and 277's gone, but we'll take out the Object 140 with a lovely shot there. And that's thanks to the spotting of the Object 430U. But we still don't know where that 277 and the mouse are. Now, if they do come down the hill, the Progetto, who's now retreated and he's much further west than he was before, we probably won't see those tanks until the Object 430U does. Okay, we're loaded, ready to go. Well, it's still one tank behind the enemy. They've got 3 heavies though, and we've got none. It's gone very quiet. They're indicating for the Progetto to move forward so we can actually see what's going on. The Progetto seems to be reluctant to move forward, and I can understand that because he probably will get shot quite quickly by the mouse if he does move forward, but he could move to the tree line. And we fire a round in at the mouse, and we do stun him. The 277 dives down the hill into defilade, but it's not really helping him much because both Arty are zeroed in on him, and he is being spotted by the 430U. Yeah, that 277 is definitely a one-shot. Somebody lands an Arty shell near him, he's going to die. So it's a bit of a silly move for him to make. We fire a round in, and oh, it lands short. But the Object 261 makes certain of it, and the 277 is dead. So we've just got the mouse up on top of the hill. Entilzhar is saying RNG hates me. Well, no, I think you were firing at somebody who was just over a ridgeline, and that's why it fell short onto the ridgeline rather than going into the target. Okay, loaded, ready to go. Right, we've got a Jaegeru now, and he's got 86% of his health, so he's got plenty of hit points for us to extract. Again, he's slightly over a ridgeline. But we did get a direct hit on him. The mouse is still up on the top of the hill, on the second layer. Right, looks like the Object 261's going up there as well. Seems wherever that mouse goes, an Arty shell's going to follow him. Round out. And that lands just behind him. Just behind him. 169. Now here's another dangerous customer. The Gorilla 15. He's moving up onto that prominence, that ramp, to have a look over the lake, see if he can see any of our team. He might be behind those bushes, but we won't know unless we fire a round in. And that's a good shot. If the gorilla was there, he is probably going to be stunned by now. If we see the gorilla in the next couple of seconds, there are 2 gorillas in the enemy team, by the way, so we could be seeing either one of them or both of them stunned if that shell did stun them. Okay, we're ready to go again. Round out. No, that landed short again. Probably stunned the mouse. Now, an Object 705's got very close to us. Oh, he's on fire! He is on fire. I think that was a shot from the Jaeger who set him on fire. He's definitely a one-shot. Only need to land the Arty shell near him, he's dead. We're almost loaded. Round out. And a kill. Right, we've got the Object 261 now going up on top of the hill to find the mouse. And their Jaeger's come into view. And just take some hits there. The mouse has been found by the 261. It's a very unusual place for the Arty to go, by the way. Trying to help the 261 by getting a shot into the mouse. Ready to shoot. Round out. Looks good. It is. 367. And he is now one shot if the Object 261 can get around nearby. The Progetto's going up onto the hill to help the Object 261. I suppose the Object 261 got fed up with that Progetto not going up the hill to scout for us, that he decided to scout for himself. And that Jaeger's moved further along, but he's also... Oh, he's gone. Our Gorilla 15 got him. I was about to say he's also very low on hit points and could die, and he did die immediately afterwards. And that's a direct hit, wipes out the mouse. That's the 3rd kill from the E100. And he could now platoon with the gorilla. And that's the clock for 1 minute. There are still 4 enemy out there. There's the Gorilla 15. He's a very low hit point target, so he could probably splash kill him. And there's the other one. Oh, and he's gone. Now, can we find the enemy Arty as well? That gorilla's going to go. Yes, he's gone. It's just a matter now of finding the enemy Arty. We've got 30 seconds. There's one of them. The GWE100 dialing in. Make certain of this. Round out. Direct hit wipes him out. That's a 4th kill. 17 seconds to go. We found the next Arty. It's the Batchat. But obviously entilzhar won't be able to get the kill because he won't be loaded in time. And he is platooning with the Gorilla 15. And the Batchat's dead, which means the game is over. It is a win. If he'd only stayed alive, he could have got a draw. But no, it is a win. Right at the last second. And here's the end of battle result. It's the 2nd class tanker for entilzhar in the GWE100. But he did get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 15. A fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 4 exactly. A Gore's medal for doing more damage than 10 times the hit points of his own vehicle. And a Brothers in Arms for platooning at the last moment with the Gorilla 15. They both have 4 kills. So they both deserve to get the Brothers in Arms medal. So let's have a look at the team scores. Well, there you have it. We've got the Gorilla 15 at the top of the table with 4 kills, 5,224 hit points of damage. entilzhar came in with 4,507 in 3rd place with 4 kills. The Object 430U managed 5,046 and only 2 kills. But when it came to base XP, it was the Object 430U managed to score the highest amount, 1,223. And I think that the reason for that will be that he was picking up a lot of spotting damage for helping the Arty. The GWE100 then came in with 916, and then we've got the Gorilla 15 with 895. So let's have a look at detail report. Well, he fired 21 rounds of the 30-round magazine. He got 10 direct hits, 10 penetrations, and 11 splash. He's very accurate when he lets it dial in. Unfortunately, on some occasions, he didn't let it dial in, and that's where why the shots missed. He did damage of 4,507 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. He damaged 10 of the enemy, that's 2/3 of the enemy team, and killed 4 of them. He also did 321 hit points of stun assistance off 17 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 64,289 credits. He got 8,358 credits from a personal missions payout. And after ammunition resupply, which was expensive because these shells are very, very costly, he actually only ended up with 28,967 credits, but that's still pretty good. And he received 1,374 XP times 4 for the first victory, and a personal missions payout of 179, meaning he took away 5,675 experience points altogether. So congratulations entilzhar, good game. If you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.